Saudi Arabia, it needs to be the whole fucking horse hoof or whatever. That Yemen and Oman or United Arab Emirates, all that
Yemen and Oman, get out of here.
Get out of here. That's just Saudi Arabia to me.
It's all Saudi Arabia to me.
Mm-hmm.
What's Yemen?
That's how I feel about Greenland. Let's just make it America. Then we don't have to. It makes the maps easier.
We just make it a territory, and guess what? We'll sweeten the pot.
I want it to be a state
for them.
Why not make it a state?
An NFL team. How about that? Ooh.
What would they be? What would they called?
That could be a way for the NFL to like threaten owners to be like, put money in the team, or the Cowboys are going to Greenland.
You want to play in Greenland?
Plays with a population of 57,000.
You want to live in Nuke?
you want to live in that? Man, it's
you
cold
fuck. There's 35,000 people in that place, and they hate us.
57,000.
Now, am I correct that scenario? Because again, I've been working on a bunch of projects and race stuff. I haven't really looked up much. It is my understanding that like Greenland is a principality of Denmark, but they don't technically own it. It's like a lease thing, and I think technically, like any country could roll up and like
own it.
Greenland and have it. So there's a concern that either China or Russia is going to roll up and like take it, like claim it legally, stick a flag in it, and then to avoid a war, they would just let them have it. And then we've got neighbors upstairs, and that is why we are trying to territorially annex Greenland to keep China or Russia from getting it. Is that correct?
Some of that's right. Yeah, they definitely own it. I think maybe they give them $600 million a year or something like that to keep the lights on in Greenland. The Danes do, but they definitely own it and it's theirs. But what you say is right. I imagine that part of the concern is that in the future, when the North Pole is more melted and there's more, it's easier to get around up there, that we don't want Chinese and Russian ships patrolling and locking down a quadrant of the North Pole, and certainly not installing any sort of radars or missile launchers or anything like that there.
Well, I mean, that would be a massive shipping lane advantage. Like everything coming out of China and Japan could just go right up through the Bering Sea, right over the top, straight to Europe instead of having to go around. The boats are all too big to go through the Panama Canal now, so they got to go all the way down around Cape. Is it Cape Horn in South America and Cape of Good Hope in Africa, or is it the other way around? Doesn't matter. Anyway, like they're having to go all the way down and around, whereas if they could go over the top when the float ice retracts, controlling that shipping lane would be massive.
Like I said last week, like I'm all for buying it. I really don't love the idea of stealing it just because it's morally wrong to do so. I hope that we can come to an agreeable agreement that won't mess up NATO, that won't get us sanctioned by the fucking European Union or something like that, that won't like make us look even more foolish on the world stage. But I do think that we should get it if we can. I want us to get it. I think we need to get it. I think the oil and natural gas alone are incredibly valuable. The rare earth elements, whether we can get to them or not, Woody raised some doubts about that last week. I don't know. I don't know anything about rare earth mining, but just strategically, back in the day, it was bombers that would have been coming over Greenland to get us, but these days it would be intercontinental ballistic missiles. And I know we already have stuff stationed there. I wonder what the limit is with that, though. I'm certain in these current negotiations, if Trump's playing 3D chess, like, I'm going to tell him I'm going to invade, but what I really want is more rights to this, that, and the other. But he really seems dead set on taking it. Did you see the Danish minister and the people who came over to negotiate with JD Vance after the meeting?
They were smoking. They were ripping grits. They were smoking.
They had a meeting with JD Vance, and then they're outside in the cold by their cars smoking cigarettes nervously. Like clearly
could have went better.
It literally looked like they'd been handed their asses by like their boss or their principal, and they were worried about their job or educational futures or something like that. They're out there like they look so stressed and upset by whatever was said in that meeting. I think what they're saying is one way or another we're taking it.
Seems like we could get more playing the like just basically stick? Just bribing the people of Greenland.
They're not interested.
Because they with individual cash payouts 100%.
They offered him Trump floated the idea of $100,000, and it's like 80% are like, we don't want to be Danes. We don't want to be Americans. We're Greenlanders.
Interesting. That's not something you have the luxury of saying when you're 57,000 people on a giant island with no military and a totally dependent government. That's just something you don't get to say. That's not how geopolitics works.
I mean,
it's not.
They asked them their opinion, so they get to answer the way they think. But I'm with Kyle. Like, I think it'd be nice to have Greenland. I'm absolutely against doing something that blows up NATO, that causes problems, etc. If we could get Greenland to want to be part of America, Taylor's plan of paying the people that live there. If for $100,000 they say no, there's a number where they say yes. And I don't know if that number makes it stop to make sense for America, right? Like for $1 billion each, obviously they do it, but that's too much. It's now we're
not even up to them as much,
It is though, really, because Denmark doesn't have power projection capacity.
I wouldn't want to pay them individually anyway. Ideally, I would say something like, look, Denmark gives you $600 million a year. We'll triple that. We will make your economy threefold what it is now. You'll have 3 times as much money as you do right now flowing into your economy. We're also going to build this, that, and the other: roads, airports, fucking hospitals. Like,
sure. But that would be the ideal, because that would be cheaper.
The people who own the island are the Danes, and they don't want to play ball. And I think what we're saying is, one way or another, come July, there will be American flags flying over Greenland. It's up to you if there's
if that happens, blood on the ground. Then NATO's over, right? Like,
well, is it
France, Germany? They've already said yes. They put troops into Greenland now. I'm not saying they could beat us. I'm just saying now we're talking about war. It's not 16.
I think it was 16 total people from 5 or 6 different nations. Like, it was. I saw the list. The United Kingdom sent 1 guy. It was a very silly.
The video I saw made it look like it was a lot more, but I'm not sure I'm right. It was just a news story thing, and that is what
I got
they
the
have
numbers
to come
here.
to terms with.
I got the numbers. Currently, NATO allies are sending a small contingency. France is sending 15 mountain specialists. Germany is sending 13 reconnaissance personnel. Sweden's officers, Norway's officers, unnumbered to Greenland. And hang on.
Maybe it was 16 that had arrived of this contingent that I was seeing.
Even if it's dozens of people, it isn't what I imagined.
Yeah, it's pretend. It's them LARPing.
It's a school bus full of people.
Yeah, and believe it or not, we can take school buses. We can take them.
We've done it before, and we'll do it again.
Done it before.
We can knock out whole weddings.
Paint them yellow. Fools.
We've taken out weddings bigger than that.
I want it. I would love to have it. I think
it would be good
because it is so unpopulated. Like people, I saw people a few weeks ago like, we're going to make Venezuela the 51st state. And it's like, we're doing our best to get the 300,000 Venezuelans that are in the United States out, because we don't want them here because they're a burden to us and a danger. Do you want 20 or 30 million? I don't remember the population. It's like 20 million, 30 million, something like that.
Left.
Do you want 30 more million dependent Venezuelans? Do you want every Venezuelan in Venezuela to be a U.S. citizen now? And now they don't have to sneak in. They can just fly over and move in. No, they're not a state. No, they're a hostage. But Greenland, we could make them a state because there's only 30,000 of them.
No, you don't get
most of them are Eskimos.
You don't get to waltz in and be a state.
Most of them are Inuit Eskimo people, up in the north, like those Asian looking fellows that live in igloos and shit.
I spend a lot of time in Alaska every year and Northwestern Territory, Yukon, all that. And a friend of mine up there told me that Eskimo is kind of a pejorative.
It is.
It's not cool to they refer themselves as First Nation or Inuit, whatever. But growing up, that was just that's what the guys with the furry parkas and the an igloo. But apparently it's not cool to refer to somebody as an Eskimo. I didn't know that either, and
I did know that.
Can the Greenlanders even say First Nations, because the Nords were there first?
Oh yeah, well they don't.
And then the Nords were pushed out by
who's first. Amoeba were there first. I just want to say, look, I want Greenland if we can come to a good deal. If the cost of Greenland is NATO or just making enemies, then it's wrong.
Yeah, I'm with you. Or like, could we prop up Denmark's military so they could make the same gains that we do? Because they don't want Russia or China in there either.
No.
It's like England was talking about like the UK was going to start withholding intelligence from us. Some of the other countries were when all the stuff like the 9/11, those type of events, like that's like a world effort to catch these guys and to keep this kind of stuff from happening. And if we start like burning all our bridges with everybody over something that might happen, over something that definitely would, I would want that to definitely be I
don't know if NATO can afford to give us too much of a hard time. Like if they were to kick us out of our bases throughout Europe, like Zach, pull up a map of U.S. bases throughout Europe. It's going to look like the locations of gas stations.
They don't have armies in Europe. They've been phoning it in for a fucking century now.
Germany and Poland are okay, but in any case, that's what I'm saying.
France
if they were to kick us out of all those bases, then the like, what if Russia keeps going would become a real thing all of a sudden without all of our anti-air systems and the threat of America is here too, alongside Poland and alongside all these other states. I don't think they can afford to make an enemy of us as much as we can afford to make an enemy of them.
They
not saying it's right either way.
But this is just how this is politics. This is great power politics. Like if the EU were a rival to us, we would have to be super, super careful. We'd be walking on eggshells in this situation, but they're not. They are weak. They have allowed their militaries to just totally fall to nothing. They don't pay enough into it. And so a lot of them are now, but that started in the last few years. Yeah. They haven't caught up in the requisite capacity to really be an aggregate world power in the way that the United States is. Like we are the term giver. We give terms. Other countries react to what we dictate.
I believe it is correct that we spend more money on defense than the next 27 nations behind us.
Sure.
I wouldn't doubt it. I've heard it was the next 10, but 27 could be true too.
Maybe I'm blunt number.
I also think we waste a lot of money. So I don't know that we get the value that we could take on the next 27 at the same time.
Oh yeah. It's the $1,200 hammers and all that. But
right.
Here's a what's that?
Aren't our enemies also wasting money? I doubt they're perfect systems with zero waste.
Well, that's a Nirvana fallacy. There's levels to this wasting money game, and we're elite.
How do we know that they're not just as good?
But also, if you look at Russia, though.
No, I like your made-up conjecture, Woody, and I agree with it fully.
Because I know what we don't do. We don't do that thing that the Russians always did, where the commanding officer would sell all the fuel.
Yeah, they waste money too.
Oh yeah, and also speaking of the Russians, Ukraine is the size of Texas roughly, and they've been holding the entire Russian army off with Home Alone pranks for years now.
They're losing 1,000 men a day.
Igor, I woke up to health and doorknob is so hot.
Yeah, the Russian hand is like a paint on a rope swinging down, smacking him, hitting him in the face. From a military standpoint, if the aliens invade, everybody knows what country we're calling. But speaking of stuff,
these ornaments are
everywhere.
but
hold on, I keep Russians out with all of my cardboard figures. I have rigged to police.
They're going to be running on Home Alone pranks for the next 30 minutes. That's a good line.